Yes, let's play the jingle, and then we'll bring Filomena and Martyn on with a nice big round of applause.
Filomena Friday.
I need to learn the language to put me at ease.
Filomena Friday.
It's gonna take time learning Portuguese.
Filomena Friday.
I get it confused nearly every day.
Filomena Friday.
How do I know which verb is okay?
How do you know?
Filomena Friday.
Practice those words so loud and clear.
Filomena Friday.
On a
Filomena
Filomena Friday, it's a day of cheer.
Filomena Friday.
Boom.
Tripsforbrits@gmail.com.
Tripsforbrits@gmail.com. Here she is with Martyn as well. Olá, bom dia, alegria. Tudo bem?
Olá, bom dia a todos.
Bom dia, alegria.
Bem, e muito prazer, Martyn. Tudo bem?
Sim, muito fixe.
Get you out. Yes, fish. There's a new one for us. How long have you been learning the lingo, Martyn?
It seems like forever.
Muitos anos. Okay. And have you got a good teacher?
I haven't had a teacher in Portugal. I had an English teacher. A Portuguese teacher in England.
Oh, okay. All right. She's quite good. The lady next to you teaches Portuguese, you know.
She's very good. Boa amiga.
Muito bem.
But we
Filomena.
are friends for a long time.
Oh, excellent stuff. Okay, wonderful. Yeah, you don't teach everybody Portuguese, do you?
No. There are a few that I don't teach.
You know, in actual fact, I think you have taught pretty much everybody who's ever watched the Good Morning Portugal show and seen you on here. You've taught everyone a little bit, even if you're not formally their teacher. Some people have said they've learned more Portuguese just by watching the show and sort of imbibing it. And when you're on, definitely people learn. So informally, you're a teacher to many more people than I suspect you realise, Filomena. So thank you for that.
Thank you. And there are lots of different ways to learn. So
yeah, absolutely.
There's always a way to learn.
Yeah. Okay. So let's find out a bit more about Martyn. No offense, Filomena. We have met you before. Thank you for being here.
Yes, the star, Martyn.
Martyn, how did you get to be here? I'm guessing Filomena said, you, tomorrow morning, you're on a Good Morning Portugal show. Was it something like that?
That was just about bedtime last night.
Showbiz.
Right. Can you get here for 8 o'clock?
And if Filomena says, can you get here for 8 o'clock? You get here for 8 o'clock. Yeah.
You don't argue very often with them.
No, you just say yes.
Yeah.
Indeed.
I haven't learned to argue in Portuguese yet.
We're at a massive disadvantage with this, aren't we? Just saying no doesn't really cut it, does it? You might as well just say Steve.
Right.
Are you I think there are two kinds of people with the Portuguese. When faced with what some sort of experience as an onslaught of very complex Portuguese in a public situation with a stranger, do you nod and just say yes, even if you don't understand, or do you just say I'm sorry and can you speak slow? Which of those two people are you?
Pois.
Excellent. Next thing you know, you're on a day trip to the Algarve or something.
I've walked into so many traps by just nodding my head and going along with it.
And long may it continue.
Yeah,
continue.
I ended up being given 6 budgerigars once because I was nodding my head. So.
Is that a true story?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
Oh.
I said I got 2 canaries and then entered a conversation, and I ended up 6 budgerigars later. So
That's
I had to go and buy an aviary.
That is wonderful. Anyone else got themselves in a pickle of that kind? That's really brilliant. And do you still have the said budgerigars?
I have 5 of them, yes.
Amazing. The things we get ourselves into just by nodding and saying push. We recommend it. We definitely recommend it. So, Martyn, do I take it you're a resident of Miranda de Corvas, where you're in the area there, are you?
A small village called Tabush, which is just outside Miranda.
And for how long have you been in this wonderful country? Long enough to get 6 budgies, obviously.
Yeah. Long enough to get pretty well immersed into the local village. I retired 4 years ago, but I bought the house several years before to do up, ready for retirement.
Oh, okay.
So I've been living in permanently 4 years.
Right. And were you part of this?
No, nothing to do with me at all.
So, yes, can you explain yourself? And Filomena, you've brought Martyn along because of our we've always been interested in music, but we've really sort of dug deep into that and doubled down on the musical interest. So hence bringing Martyn along this morning. What was your thinking? What was your thought process on having Martyn join us this morning, Filomena?
Well, because we were going to speak about music, right? And Portuguese festas. And so Martyn was the person to speak about festas because he has just been engaged in the festa, the local festa of Tábuas. So I think he's a very good example of how you can integrate and be part of your local community. So he's a very, very good example of that.
Very, very good. Okay, so not just the Miranda de Corvo festivities, but in your local village as well, Martyn.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so I've just loved the festivals. I love the Portuguese life, and I think the locals, because it's mainly a Portuguese village, but the locals want to try and integrate the estrangeiros, the Brits, the expats into their activities, mainly, I guess, to support the fundraising. But the best way they thought was to get somebody on board. And I think I was the last one to step backwards. So.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, brilliant, excellent stuff. So, how does that process work? I mean, are you in the cafe and you find out that there's a festa going on, and you put your hand up, or do you not have much choice in the matter? They're like the budgie business.
No, the festas are run. Well, certainly our festa. I suspect most villages are the same. But our festa is run by a committee, commissal, which is elected year on year, and it's a year-long commitment.
Wow.
So last September, we started our fundraising in preparation for our festa in August.
Wow.
So lots of activities, lots of sort of little auctions and discos, and lots of Sunday afternoon drinking and barbecues. And yeah, just excuse me, encouraging me to bring along all my friends.
It's a tough job, but somebody's got to do it. Yeah, amazing. And I mean, it is essentially about fundraising and keeping the wheels turning of local life, isn't it? And the sums can be considerable. I go to a local association near me to get out of town, especially in the summer. And because, a lot of tourists are coming into the town. So we go in country a little bit, into the interior, into a local association where there's no tourists at all. And I was looking at, they put the accounts up on the wall of the festa, which is the high point of the fundraising, and it was like 30 grand or something that they'd raised, of which pretty much half of that was profit to keep everything going in the village. What a great idea!
Yeah. So this year's figures aren't available yet, but last year, before I joined, I think the figures on the wall were something like 41,000 income and 35,000 expense. So a profit, although it's non-profit making because it has to be reinvested, but a surplus of about 5.5 grand to invest in the village.
In the village, yes. It's not for themselves. It's for the village all the time.
Of course, and presumably you get a say in that as well. So what will that money go to, do you think?
Well, I've just helped to refurbish their snooker table, and then I got a bunch of volunteers to help paint the local salon and brighten it up a bit.
Fantastic.
And there are various bits of furnishings that we'll get. So all sorts
improving the facilities
for the benefit of everybody, not just for that particular organisation.
Yeah, and arguably, I suppose that the benefit of one person in the village is a benefit for everybody as well, keeping the whole village happy and taking care of everybody's needs, and that sort of lovely local representation. Absolutely love it. And the village doing things for themselves, really wonderful. So I take it then you would recommend this as a route or as a way of becoming integrated and involved as a foreigner in Portugal.
Absolutely, no doubt. Everybody appreciates the effort that goes into it, and because obviously you're talking and listening to Portuguese working, talking amongst themselves, organising. And then, of course, they embrace your ideas.
Yeah.
So I just think it's a fabulous way. If you want to be part of village life, fine. If you don't, then obviously it's not for you.
Yeah,
It can be hard work. It's a long slog for a year. And the festa itself, we have a 5-day festa. But that's
a typical 5-day festa, right?
That is a long time. Lots of work, lots of food, alcohol, but little sleep.
And little sleep. Well, there's the rest of the year for that sort of thing, isn't there? And have you snuck in any sort of British ideas? I mean, the full English at the cafe. Are there any things that you're bringing in that a little bit of cultural jiggery pokery?
I think we've encouraged them to play snooker and pool more so than they did. But I suppose the one event that I organised, or the idea, was the 80s, 70s, 80s disco, which brought 70s, 80s music into the village in a big style. And I got a couple of English friends to do the DJing as well.
That's brilliant.
It was on a wet winter's night. It was really, really brilliant. So.
I bet. Well, the only problem we've got with that here is that why weren't we invited? That sounds
we'll
amazing.
Have to come next time. Yeah.
70s. We'll do a live broadcast for us. For the next
brilliant.
Festa.
Yes, you're the man to put that forward, aren't you? That sounds fantastic. Hugh is here now. Hugh said the other morning that the committee in the village. They have they're gonna. You get a say in which bands get booked for the festas as well. And he was spreading this scurrilous rumor that the most scantily clad bands get picked. Is there any truth in that?
So let me just make it clear that I had actually no input this time into the bands for the year. They had to be booked quite early, and I was still in the novice stages of sort of learning that part. But
I think that's a yes.
The bands can be a bit scantily clad.
It's true, isn't it? But fortunately, it's August, so that's not a problem. And we follow suit as well.
The only input or influence I had on the performances there was actually to get our friends from the Casa de Povo to reprise the Marches Populares.
Oh, really?
So we added that in to provide extra entertainment as well.
What a great idea. What a great idea. They must be so glad they asked you and invited you and had you on the committee there. Now, talking of which, we can play a little bit of footage. You've sent me about 3 hours of footage here. I'm working my way through it. I think if I push this button, we will see a bit of what you're talking about here. There you go, a bit of Marches Populares action there. You were not in the foreground, suffice to say there, Martyn.
No, my wife was right dead centre in the front of that. My wife Jessica was there.
Oh, yeah. Jessica this morning then. Fantastic.
I was hiding at the back.
Yes, and I think we've got some more footage. It's hard for me to see in this little thumbnail I get here. I'll play it anyway, and I'm sure we'll be able to comment and talk about it.
Todos juntos, sempre sem parar.
What's happening now? Is that to get everybody in the mood before the performance, or is that the VIP after party?
That's the after party. That's the after party.
And that is the salon, the local facilities there for the festa.
So we'd had one or two difficulties. One or two difficulties in the festa salon because of the limited space. Whereas in the Marchas Populares, we're out in the streets with plenty of room to manoeuvre. And the little salon, the sort of parking areas, the church area, it's much more limited space. There's a great big maypole type thing right in the middle. You have to dance.
We had to dance with the pole in the middle.
Oh my goodness!
You've got a crowd much closer. It's a completely different feeling. But the after party just goes to show what camaraderie is built up between the whole of the team.
Yeah, exactly what you were talking about, and those sort of facilities as well are what the where the investment goes. You know, the funds are raised and it gets put into that sort of infrastructure again. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. What else have you learnt, Martyn, about music here specifically? You know, when it comes to your cultural education. Why do you laugh?
Because I can't even play a triangle in tune for a start. I have no musical talent. I can't sing. I can't dance. But in Portugal, there's a different me, and I throw myself into this Portuguese marching, singing in Portuguese, all that. But in England, in my former life, people wouldn't recognise me. They wouldn't recognise me.
Wonderful.
So I've loved to. I've learned to release.
Do you remember, Carl, when I sent you a video, maybe it was last month, that it was Martyn singing with a Portuguese guy in the Casa do Povo, in our Casa do Povo, and they were singing before our performance in Portuguese, of course.
Yeah, that's really impressive, isn't it? And that's part of, I suppose, starting a new life as well. That's one of the benefits we don't hear so much about, isn't it? This sort of reinvention thing, where you know, where you grow up, I guess you're a little bit more self-conscious, perhaps, and where you think everybody knows you and might judge you. I mean, people aren't judgmental and harsh in the UK at all, but you still but you still might feel that, you know, and then you come here and you can think, sod it, can't you? You can think, I'm going for it. I will be putting my outfit on and I'll be swaying and swinging to the music, and I'm going to be singing, and before you know it, you are, as you say, a different person, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You do not completely reinvent, because there are still, I don't know, inhibitions or standards that they're just ingrained. But it is also amazing what a little bit of alcohol and adrenaline can do.
Of course, notwithstanding a couple of shots.
My advice all the time, isn't it, Carl? My advice: have a drink and you will be fluent.
Well, you saw behind me here the beirão that you gave me as well.
Our beirão, because beirão is made here in Lausanne.
Look at that, just behind me there. That's the one. It's my own personalised beirão. Not obsessed with booze at all.
That's right.
And then if I go back to the other angle here, if I was doing a sort of, you know, British breakfast radio show, there would be complaints, wouldn't there? This is setting a very bad example. This man is broadcasting at 8 a.m, surrounded by alcohol. This is disgusting. But here in Portugal, it's like, it's just our cultural legacy, basically. It's, you know, red wine, big massive bottle of red wine, beirão, some Portuguese gin. Not a problem. Here is it. Absolutely not. A different attitude to the booze, I think. And we clearly, Martyn, you and I welcome that and have embraced it fully.
Absolutely, fully, yeah. several times.
Yes, and again tomorrow. Right. We've got a question from Hugh for you. Which villages are you talking about, please? Yeah, go ahead on that, if you will, Filomena.
Well, yeah, as Martyn said already, the village name is Tábuas, and it's right outside Miranda do Corvo. So it belongs to the municipality of Miranda do Corvo, district of Coimbra.
Okay, and you are pointing to your T-shirt. That is a local T-shirt there. Okay.
It's probably back to front, is it? Yeah. So
No, that's good. We're all good with that.
No, we say it back to front, but they don't.
okay.
Yeah, we've got it. We've got it. Comissão,
Comissão.
Sant'Antonio, Tabuas. Now, other Tabuas and Tabua villages are available. Make sure you end up in the right
Of
village.
course, yes, there are other
Yes.
tabuas, and there is also tabua without the S, but here is tabuas Miranda do Corvo.
Yeah, there you go. So that answers that, Hugh. And presumably as well, you might not have thought about wearing a pink T-shirt back in the UK, but here you are in Portugal. The theme is pink this year. You've got a pink T-shirt. Pop it on.
I signed up to be I think they call it Mordomo,
Mordomo.
which is the organising committee. And I signed up to do it for the year to learn and everything, but I didn't appreciate how many T-shirts I was going to get out of it, and I certainly didn't expect a pink one.
You're never going to buy another T-shirt again, Martyn. And I'm just thinking, your pals, looking at Facebook.
Yeah.
It's like, did you see Martyn? Since he went to Portugal, he's a different fella. He's got a pink T-shirt on. He's dancing around with a hat on, and he's playing snooker with all the locals. He's a different bloke, right? And now we just need to check something else with you, Filomena. Are we sure we haven't got footage of Pete dancing with the maypole? Have we got any of that stuff? Can we not get that from the CCTV?
Hopefully not. We don't.
Nobody should have to see that. Okay, fair enough. Mike is here. Pleased to see you both. I think
Mike.
you know,
Hello, Mike and Karen. Yeah.
Perhaps not under that
particular
name.
Okay, Mike. I know Mike and Karen.
Yeah, just walking distance, Tabush, for
we don't
you.
recognize one bag
No.
Right, now let's play a little bit more music or have a few more references. I think what we need to do for sure, Filomena, like last night, we've got to hold this till last, haven't we? And that fabulous video that those wonderful people have made. So I'm going to go through these in no particular order, but that looks like some of more sort of after party or during the show.
Bacalhoada.
Oh, the last night. Now, this is something I learned from you last evening.
Yes.
The last point here on Festas, the traditional finishing activity is the bacalhoada, the grilled cod. I didn't know about that. So that's what's happening here in the picture. The committee, the people involved are finishing proceedings with a bacalhau supper.
The whole village and people from surrounding villages. It's part of the festa. It's organised a big community finale. Mm-hmm. This year was slightly different because normally it's in one of the Park Mirandas, picnic areas, but because of the fire risk, we were forced to hold it slightly different area.
But a lovely area as well.
It's a beautiful area. This is about 1.5 kilometers.
Superb.
Above the village of Tabuas, up the hill.
It looks
in
a
place
city.
called Nossa Senhora
da Piedade de Tabuas.
Beautiful.
And afterwards, we have a band just sort of providing some entertainment. But afterwards, we do a procession, a cortege, winding back down the hill into the village, making lots of noise and shouting and maybe having the odd drink or two. And it's beautiful.
Maybe.
Beautiful. It's a real community feel to it. Unbelievable community feel.
I bet. And was that the sort of life you lived in UK before you came? Were you a sort of community guy there, or is this just another thing that Portugal has gifted you?
No, I was quite boring in England.
You said it, okay. But the inner Martyn, the beast, has been released.
Yeah.
Right, okay. Festa Martyn has been released here in Portugal. This is lovely. What a beautiful scene that is, and very, all that you describe. The procession back down to the village. It just sounds absolutely wonderful.
And the views are also a lovely views from up there because it's at the top of the mountain, so it's very beautiful.
Yeah, these are the streets when you drive them, and you're only going probably 5 kilometers from one side of the valley to the other, but it takes 2 hours, and then you might see a deer, mightn't you? Up here, you see very secluded, and you see a deer
or a wild boar,
or the wild boars, absolutely. What a fantastic scene that is, wonderful. And can you explain what's happening in here in this picture?
This was part of the Casa do Povo march. Yeah, and this was the start of the Festa performance. The whole march was in honour of famous Portuguese guitarist Carlos Paredes. So we all, well, not all of us, but I was carrying
a guitar, Portuguese guitar, yeah. And on the right side, we can see Bucks. That Bucks is also a foreigner from South Africa.
Amazing. We played a Carlos Paredes track yesterday, thanks to Tito. What an amazing person! What an incredible story! So wonderful that you were celebrating Carlos Paredes there. Excellent stuff. As I say, we will return with more about this upcoming festa that you mentioned to us yesterday evening. Really good thing, really beautiful thing that's coming up in your neck of the woods as well. And a bit more video now. We've got a video from that particular event, and I need to make sure I'm not going to play something for a second time here, but I think more sort of nighttime festa musica action here. Let's have a click on this. Superb. If you're wearing a staff T-shirt, do people have to dance with you?
There's several that don't want to come near me, I can assure you.
I can't understand why. I mean, I would never have guessed that you were, more of a wallflower from that particular video back in the day. But there you are. Fabulous to know. Yeah, amazing.
Again, I'm not certain. I think alcohol may have been involved there as well.
Oh yes, and us British guys, we kind of need a bit of WD-40 on the hips sometimes, don't we? You kind of look at a salsa class and think, oh my god, I'll never be able to do that. But then there you go, a shot of bear out, and you're on a dance floor like that. I think this is a similar video here as well. Martyn, you seem to be the guy that gets the party started as well. There you were. All the family is fantastic. Everyone of every age involved, and then you get to start dancing, and other people start as well. That's great.
That particular bit, I probably didn't have much alcohol inside me at that point. It was still early. It was like 11 o'clock. But we had a family, so they were grandchildren dancing with us, and of course they're a bad influence as well, aren't they? So quick shout out. Can I shout out to them, because without them it wouldn't have been half the fun it was anyway.
And
there
isn't
was
that
Barnaby,
lovely?
there was Heidi, there was Poppy, there was Molly, and there was Theo. 5 of them.
One more time, so we do that properly. I mean, this is like going back to our own sort of childhoods, I think, isn't it? When you go to a function of some sort of a wedding or birthday, significant birthday, and there'll be dancing and all of the family involved, and we get to re-enjoy that here in Portugal. So shout out to the kids again, Martyn, if you will.
Yeah, so we had the grandchildren over for holiday, and they made the festa such good fun, and they stayed up till 11 o'clock at night and beyond. And again, it's something you might not experience so often in England.
Yeah.
But the grandchildren are age or Poppy and Theo. They just finished in their holiday this week, so I've got to take them to the airport later.
Oh,
I had a fabulous holiday.
Oh, what a lovely thing. Top, family fun. That's superb. Wonderful to hear that. So we've got a few more comments coming in, and we will conclude today with that lovely, more news about that wonderful festival. There's another thing from our childhood, going and staying in the countryside with cockerels in the background. Hola, bon dia, from Lord and Lady Travanca this morning. Marty, you bibber, throwing some shapes and only minor bumpage. We saw you apologising to someone there, didn't we? Like, sorry. And YouTube user, not sure who this is, Martyn is fondly known as the influencer among expats in Miranda de Corvo. Do you choose to confirm or deny this rumor?
I've heard the expression before, and I do like getting involved, so I encourage other people. But
yes, then
I wouldn't go so far as to say influencer. I don't. I'm not dressed as an influencer.
No, it's true. We're looking for some sponsorship for Martyn's influence. What would you like if there are some big companies looking in for new influencers to sponsor? Who and what do you want? Some power tools or a snooker cue company, maybe?
Snooker cue company. We'll settle for that. Yeah.
All right, very good. Love the local festas, says Andera, and good morning to the cockerels this morning. I live in a kind of suburban area, not rural, but somebody's got more cockerels locally, and I love the sound of it. I really do. It's amazing. Hold on a minute. Barbara's in as well from Poland.
Hello, Barbara.
Dzień dobry. Cześć, I think we say as well, do we not? Filomena, you are amazing at getting everyone involved. There's some truth in that as well. Filomena, the influencer as well. And the sh sound as in Johann Sebastian, or the C sound as in Bacalhau, the cod thing. There he is. I think he's just going into the nuances there. We can thoroughly recommend joining the Festa Committee, as you've done, Martyn. We did the Preditorio Pelo Povo at the weekend, and it was really lovely meeting villagers. You can meet Pete and Diane apparently they're at the Orca Festival. You kept that quiet, Pete.
Yeah, Pete and Diane always help at the local festa, their local festa as well. They are usually in the bar.
Yes, this much we've heard. Yes, Dzień dobry, definitely from Barbara there.
Dzień dobry, Barbara.
Dzień dobry. Good weekend to you. Okay, so finally then, well, actually, before we go to that, Martyn, is there anything else you want to add? Thank you so much for being here. It's been lovely talking to you and hearing your personal story, the contribution you're making to the locality, and how your family have a fantastic time when they come. Anything else that you would like to share with the Good Morning Portugal audience this morning?
Well, I just think that most of us have come to Portugal to make a new life, and you can't make a new life if you still want to do the same things as you've always done. So you do really have to make an effort to get involved in the community, whether that's with the local festas, whether it's with Filomena's trips and outings like that. We're very fortunate in Miranda. We've got the ADFP, which I think you've talked about on this program before. There's so many ways you can get involved. And I said they wanted to encourage me this time as a Estrangeiro to get involved in the organising. It's gone pretty well apparently, and they've already recruited someone else to take my place next year. So there'll be a Brit on the Mordomos committee for next year at Festa as well.
Very, very good. Very good.
I've just offered to support him if he's got any doubts whatsoever, but he's going to be brilliant.
You're mentoring as well. That's fabulous. Really, really wonderful to hear. Yeah, definitely the cocktails at the bar for Pete and Dan. That's wonderful, Martyn. Thank you. Really appreciate you responding to the call late last night. Get yourself over it for 8 o'clock this morning. Thank you so much for being here on the Good Morning.
Thank you very much for having me. Yeah.
No, it's all lovely to see you. Now, this is another thing in your area, I believe, that's coming up. We didn't mention this band, but maybe they are playing at this event. Are they going to be at this one?
My t-shirt this time.
Oh, hold on. Let me just take that off. There you go. There they are. The Say the Gatos. Very good. And that's like, is that walking on all fours, being like a cat?
Yes.
Right, okay, and that's after a
Yes.
few drinks as well, no doubt. Okay,
Now they are a good band here from Miranda do Corvo, and they are a lot of fun. Their concerts is the concerts are always a lot of fun, and I have also sent you two videos from them. I don't know if you have time to play any of them,
I
but
didn't see those. We might have to carry them over next time, and maybe somebody from the band will come. Maybe we'll hold it for that.
yeah, they would have come if they were not so busy at the moment, because it's August, and August is always a month of many concerts. They performed last night, and they are going to perform today and tomorrow. And so at this time they are sleeping, right? So they couldn't be here today, but
Fair enough. No, fair enough.
they might come some other day.
Let's get a special with them when things have calmed down a bit in the autumn, perhaps, and it'll be great to have you and the band on. I don't know whether they are at this event that's coming up, Filomena, but this, when you were talking about it last night, I was thinking, wow, with the camping, with how you're learning skills, with the setting, this sounds like a wonderful thing. Tell us more about this one.
Yes, the Folk Nova happens in September, as you have it on the poster there, the 5th, the 6th, and the 7th this year. And it's another village close to Towers and close to Miranda. It's another village very close to Miranda do Corvo, district of Coimbra. And the name Folk Nova, of course, because it has to do with folk music. Nova, because it's Vila Nova. And Festival dos Saltamontes, as I explained yesterday. Saltamontes means grasshopper, and so it's to do with the word saltamontes, because you jump a lot, you hop when you dance, and montes because of the mountain, and so Vila Nova is also in the mountain, and that's why the name Festival dos Saltamontes. And in this festival, it's really a festival to celebrate nature, basically to celebrate nature and the old times in the village. And so, if you play the video for the promotion of Folk Nova that I sent you yesterday, you can see what's going to be like. And you have workshops of almost everything. So you can learn, for example, as I said yesterday, you can go to someone's house. So there are workshops that are called Em Casa de. So you really go to someone's house, and they teach you how to do something traditionally. So for example, how to cook the local chanfana, the goat meat cooked in red wine for a few hours in the firewood oven. You can learn, for example, about honey. You can see how honey is taken from the bees and everything. You can learn, several things from the village. You can learn a lot, including dancing, because there are also workshops for dancing. And so you can learn a lot with this folk novel.
Very, very good. So we'll depart with their video, with their promotional video, which is an education in itself, basically. A couple more comments coming in. Have a great time, Pete, at your Orca Festival. You did send us the poster for that, and here we go. That's the Orca Festival. Lots going on there. That's going to be great fun over this weekend. Thanks, Pete, for that. Matty, I didn't include yours, but you've got your Lorisal. I'll see if I can pop that up as the last visual that we show today. Is that that's a very nice poster. That's the other thing. I love the art of these festas as well. You could have a house full of posters, quite frankly. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put the Instagram link to your particular festa. If you want to meet Matty, I think he's going to be at this particular event, for which I've put the link into the chat now. So yes, let's finish with that promotional video. But yeah, a couple more comments. We're heading to the Festa in
Yeah,
Viseu
Feira de São
later
Mateus.
today.
Yeah.
That's a very special one, isn't it? And he had to go and spoil it, Filomena. And sorry, Martyn and Mike as well. But look, Coach Turner, when is the Metro bus? We're getting ready. We're thinking about the weekend, and he has to go and
We are
spoil it.
almost there. For 15 years, we are almost there. Almost
Few
there.
more days, not going to hurt. Few more days, definitely not going to hurt. And look, Mike says they're now saying December. Okay, for the full route, but that is going to be amazing. I'm going to get myself over there and make that journey because what I could do, I could get the coach to Coimbra, then I could walk. No, that's not. Is Coimbra B the one outside the town?
Yeah.
It is, isn't it? Okay, so I could catch the coach from San Martino to Coimbra B. Then I could get on that metro service and head out to Miranda de Corva. That's going to be amazing. Maybe a few of us can do that and have a meet up in Miranda de Corva. Meet Martyn and of course Filomena. Have a great weekend, everyone. Any more messages you've got to send in? I will put them up over this video. So thanks again, Martyn. Muito prazer, muito obrigado. Bom fim de semana. And to you, Filomena. Last word to you, Filomena. What have you got for us?
Well, as usual, just have fun, enjoy the summer, and enjoy Portugal.
Wonderful. Absolutely. We will. We certainly will. We'd be silly not to, Filomena. Muito obrigado. Ciao, ciao, everybody. Have a great weekend.
Folk Nova Festival dos Saltamontes de 5 a 7 de setembro em Vila Nova, Miranda do Corvo. Esperamos por ti no Sopé da Serra.